today is exciting because today I am beginning my today I'm starting to incorporate my beta reader feedback. I'm beginning my beta reader feedback incorporation vlog. I don't know. I'm starting to incorporate my beta reader feedback as of today, and, well, sort of. Started the process that will lead to incorporating beta feedback today. And I'm going to be vlogging the whole process. So basically what I've done is I went to Office Max and I was able to print out the latest draft of Untamable, the draft that I sent out to beta readers just this last few months. So I have printed it out. And this is actually the back. It's like a navy pretty color. And then for the front, it's just a matte white. I was trying to make it as inexpensive as possible because this is actually the second time that I have printed out a draft of this book and gotten it spiral bound to be able to work on revisions. So the first time, this was actually technically my second draft of the book because my first draft I wrote when I was like 15. So this was my first rewrite, but my second draft of the book that I'm writing, Untamable. Wow, it is way thinner. So just comparing the two of them, this is way thicker than this one was. Yeah, it's like almost double the thickness. That's insane. But I really think it's because the paper, I feel so stupid right now because I'm pretty sure the default paper that I could have chosen for this is this fancy glossy really thick paper, and I know I could have gotten this for cheaper and it probably would have been thinner if I'd just gotten a cheaper paper, which I didn't even think to look at the paper options. I'm a little bit frustrated right now actually, but I'm trying not to worry too much about it because I just wanted to have it printed out so that I could start doing another read through of it and taking notes and things like that. I just wanted to have a hard copy of it. So I'm doing some side-by-side comparisons here. The major problem that I run into when getting these printed out is that there's a 266 page limit or something like that. You can only print out so many pages, and my book always ends up being way too many pages and I have to find ways to shorten it. And so with this one, I remember that I shrunk the font. I did a bunch of things to make this one smaller, and this draft was 158,000 words long. So for the next draft, I was trying to cut out a bunch of the book to make it shorter because my goal was to have the book 90,000 words long or 100,000 words long. This third draft is 166,000 words long, so it's like 10,000 words longer than this other one. And I did the same things where I made the print smaller, and then with this one, I remember the indent was way too big in a lot of places. So like that, I just had like a really big indent, and so I spent hours trying to get rid of that, and I found that the reason it had such a huge indent is because when I write, I create an indent, and then when Scrivener formats it to be printed out, it adds an indent. I don't know why it does that, but so what I had to do was I had to go through the entire manuscript and get rid of all of the indentation, which seems like it would be easy, but it wasn't, because for the longest time I didn't know that you could just press tab and it would indent for you, and so I used to do 5 spaces, yeah, to create an indent. So every time I start a new paragraph, I used to press 5 spaces, and sometimes it was more or less than 5, and I was doing that for the longest time until my husband noticed I was doing that, and he was like, don't you know you can just press tab? And I was like, oh my gosh. So now of course I press tab. Suffice it to say, my formatting was all over the place, crazy, and I spent hours and hours the last 2 nights trying to fix the formatting so that I wouldn't have these huge double indentations or triple indentations in this draft to save space. And then it just ended up taking pretty much just taking out all the indentation, and I was like, whatever, I just wanted to get it printed. So this, it's not perfect, but it'll do for just reading through it and making notes. I just want to do one final read through of this myself before I look at the beta feedback and write my own notes of what I think should be fixed, and then I'll go over their feedback and see. I'll compare them.
Your little darling, pulling yourself up with your balloon. In my mind I take your picture, in my mind I think a rambling tune. With a tinge of madness I sing it softly to the moon. So you carry me, you'll carry me, you'll carry me away with you.
I forgot to bring a hair tie to the gym with me, and so I've got a case of sweaty hair sticking to my sweaty neck, which is pretty gross, but first world problems, you know. So we've been using the gym at our local rec center. We love it. It's just so fun because walking in, there's usually like a ballet class going on or some other kind of dance class, and then there's people playing basketball. Downstairs is the library, then just outside the door is Little League baseball, and so it's so fun because while I'm working out, I can just look out through the window and see all these little kids like playing baseball, and it's so cute. It makes working out feel like it's like this community activity. There's a good hack for you. I just use my headphones. So while I'm waiting for Patrick, I'm going to stretch and just talk a little bit. Let me see if I can set this somewhere. Patrick and I just celebrated our 3-year wedding anniversary yesterday, and for a gift for him, I put together a journal of like my favorite memories from the past year, and then we can just fill out the journal with good memories as we go throughout the coming years so that we don't forget about them. And to help me remember what we even did in the last year, I was going back and watching a bunch of my old vlogs. I realized how glad I am that I filmed so many vlogs in the last year, and I realized how much I love doing vlogs, and that's really my favorite thing to do on my channel. Those are the most fun for me to film, they're the most fun for me to edit, they're the most fun for me to go back and watch later. When I go back and rewatch any of my videos, the ones that are most cringeworthy to me are the sit-down videos. Maybe because I didn't enjoy filming them in the first place, I feel like they're just more stressful and cheesy, and I just never like them, and they're never interesting to me to go back and watch later. Well, rarely, sometimes they are. But for the most part, I have fun watching my old vlogs, and I kind of miss, there are so many things that I captured on camera that I'm so glad I did, because otherwise I would have forgotten about them, like the time that we went to the state fair several months ago, and just little things like that. My channel has really become, it's all about documenting my writing journey, but it's also kind of become about documenting other parts of my life as well. And I don't want to get too personal on my channel. I do want to keep things mainly about writing. But I do wish that I had included Patrick in more videos, and most of the time I don't include him because I'm trying to respect his privacy and not put him on the spot all the time, because, you know, not everybody likes that, not everybody wants to be put on YouTube. I wish I had more footage of he and I together, and my favorite parts of going back and watching old videos are all the times that Patrick is in them with me. I want to do more vlogs on my channel, and I'm thinking that I will probably do away for the most part with sit-down videos and just not do them as much. There are lots of things in my life that are going to be changing pretty soon that will affect my channel probably and my writing. We've got a lot of big changes coming up that have been kind of stressful, and I haven't really made as much time to work on my book lately as I would have liked. Patrick and I were also sick for the past couple of weeks, and now we're starting to feel better. This is our first day back at the gym in about 2 weeks, and so it's a little bit rough. I'm hoping that coming back to the gym will help us to like get out of this stressful, tired, groggy rut that we've kind of been in the last 2 weeks, and help me to really get working on my book some more and making progress on that, and then also just preparing for the other things that we have coming up that I will tell you guys as they come up. But it's one of those things where they're good changes, and I'm kind of afraid of jinxing it by telling people that we're going to be doing things, because I don't know, I feel like whenever I tell people things before they actually happen, they end up not happening. So anyways, blah 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 blah, that's just what I've been thinking about today. Okay guys, I'm just gonna close out this vlog here. I feel kind of bad that I didn't post any video at all last week, because usually I try to post at least 1 video a week. Things have been a little bit more busy than usual, and then to be honest, I just really wanted to finish reading Muse of Nightmares before it was due back at the library, and I finished it last night. Oh my gosh, I loved it. It was so good. I mean, no surprise, it's Laini Taylor, you know, she's like a goddess herself. So that's mostly what I was working on, finishing the books that I started reading during Camp NaNoWriMo, and I've been working on my book. So last night I got through chapter 6 in my read through, and I've just been taking my time with it, taking copious notes along the way of things that I want to change. I just really wanted to get a good idea of what my vision is for the story before I dive into all the beta readers' feedback, because it can be really confusing having a lot of beta feedback and so many different opinions, and a lot of them are conflicting opinions. I realized I wanted to be really solid in my vision for the story before I go in and read all these conflicting opinions and get confused. I want to be able to pick out the things that I know, yes, this matches my vision for the story, this doesn't. One thing I've noticed with getting beta feedback, it's super helpful, but it can also be really confusing. If you're not careful, it can really derail your original vision of the story, because you're getting all these opinions from other people that sounds like, oh, they probably know more what they're talking about, they're the readers, they know what's going to be better and I should listen to them. And in a lot of cases that may be true, but if you are trying to write, say, a fairy fantasy, and then you have 3 beta readers who are like, I wish there were more violence in this, you know, and you wanted it to be light and enjoyable, you don't have to add more violence just because you had a couple of readers who would have enjoyed that. If that's not your vision for the story and that wasn't what you were originally going for, you don't have to listen to that. I'm rambling now. Actually, you know who did a really great video on this was Emily Bourne, and I will link it down below. She has a great series really on beta reading and all of that, so you should definitely go and check out those videos if you are preparing to do the whole beta reader thing, or if you're in the midst of it. It's definitely a learning process to know how to pick and choose which of the feedback is going to be helpful for you. So anyways, that's what I've been doing mostly, is trying to get a good hold of what my vision is for this book. Sometimes it feels a little bit overwhelming because I'm like, I don't even know. And then last night I started to feel a lot better about it. I feel like I'm getting a pretty good handle on what I want to include in this story, what I want to get rid of. I know for sure I'm going to be cutting out a lot of the beginning. Again, I already cut 30,000 words from the beginning of my novel a couple of months ago, and now I'm going to be cutting out more. Arm's getting tired. But anyways, oh, stop everything. Look how cute my dress is. This is, it's got little birds on it. Isn't it cute? I rarely buy new clothes, and so I just bought some new clothes lately. Actually, I went out with my husband and he bought them for me because he's so sweet. But anyways, I really like this dress. Okay, back to what I was saying. There's gonna be some pretty big life changes for Patrick and me in the next couple of months, and it's going to be really crazy. So to be honest, I don't know how things are gonna go with my channel over the next few months. I'll be lucky if I can get any videos up at all. So I just want to give you guys some warning there. If there are other weeks that no video goes up, just know that I'm okay. I'm still trying to work on my book, but I'm really trying to balance a lot of things right now, which I will probably go into a little bit more in my next vlog. But for now, we're just gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that your writing journey is going well, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
Would you come and take a walk with me? We'll cross over the mountains and we'll reach the pale blue sea. I love you, I'm so glad you love me too. And I wrote this song for you. Every word I say